Hello, welcome back to On The Road Adventure. Today, it's the first time since we are in the UK, back from our travels, that I'm riding a Tenere. The last few times we were riding, we've been riding the Royal Enfields. So it's a nice change, not to forget my own bike, and remember how much I enjoy it.
Yeah, the Teneres have been in the garage for a little while, and I've answered a few comments actually on the previous videos. Some people were saying that we've probably forgotten our Teneres because we've been riding the other bikes. Well, I absolutely promise you that's not the case. In fact, I've been very busy with the Tenere, and I can't wait to show you something cool today. Now, the thing about winter is it means lots of garage time, and I love that just as much as riding the bike. I think that playing with your bike and taking it to pieces and owning it and understanding it is all part of owning a motorcycle. So I've done a couple of jobs, and we're really excited to show you what I've been up to.
First up is my bike. So my Tenere has transformed completely. We put the Winners Ink decal on both of them. I went for the black and yellow. I've always loved the black and yellow combo, since for the first time ever I've seen there is an anniversary edition of a BMW GS, and I just love that combination of black and yellow. And what not better way to do that on your own bike. I never knew before that this was an option, and how easy it was actually to change the appearance of your motorcycle completely. And to be fair, riding it feels a bit better, you know, like you feel like you've got maybe a new bike or a few more horsepower. I don't know how it works, but it's great.
Definitely give 20 more horsepower.
Yeah. I need to start by saying that picking the design that you want on the website is near impossible. There is so many options to customize your decal that you just can go crazy with it. I want it to be quite simple, and maybe not plain, but quite simple. Went for the On The Road Adventure here on the back, but apart from that I didn't really do anything super extra from me. We've been using Power Bronze headlight guard here, and I had the clear one, but I had this one at home, and I thought maybe if I change it to yellow it will look good with the rest of the decal, but I'm not sold on it, to be fair. I think it could be too much yellow going on, and this yellow, it's sort of goes into a green sort of shade once you look at it through the camera, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or not. We'll see. What do you think?
I was looking at Eva in the mirror earlier as we were riding here, and I also think that the coloured headlight protector, although it does a fantastic job protecting that headlight, and I would always advise it, they're very expensive to replace, but I think it's going to dull the light that is coming from those headlights. So I think going back to clear might be a safer option as well. Right, well, I went for a different option, but first of all I want to thank Winners Ink, who supplied these graphics to us, and they are fantastic. The quality of them is really thick, and I wouldn't say it was easy to install, but I would say that anybody can do it. I mean, I've never done it before, and I think I've done a half decent job of it, so I would definitely recommend giving it a go yourself. And look at the difference they've made. We're really excited about it. We love it. And I love the fact that it's customizable as well. You can have different brands on there, or you know, you can have your own writing or graphics on there. You can change the numbers and all sorts. Pretty much, if you can think of it, they'll design it and do it. So as you can see, I went for the black and white option. I've always liked black and white. It stands out a mile. I also have the On The Road logo at the back with a YouTube sign there as well. You're going to spot these bikes in any car park. Now, when you buy your kit, you can add on extras as well, and I can see it's going to be a bit of an addictive thing. You can get graphics that go on the fork stanchions, and yeah, I've done the mud guards and everything. Comes with a standard kit, I believe, and we also went for the wheel stickers as well, which I think really sets the bike off. I didn't want to do a how-to sort of installation video on this, but I know that I'm going to get a lot of questions about how it's done and, you know, how easy it was and stuff. So what I did was I used the heat gun, and I melted a little bit, just heated up the old graphics so that they would come off nice and easy. Then I used a bit of tar and glue remover, and that just breaks down the residue that's left over on the plastics. But it's really important, if you don't know your chemicals, don't let that sort of thing dry on. You know, you will stain surfaces, so make sure you know what you're doing with these things. Then I used panel wipe, and that gets rid of any residue of anything that's on the plastics, including any silicone based products or any cleaners, polishes that you might have used. you want to make sure that these graphics stick down well. A little tip I found is that if you take the appropriate decal and lay it over where it goes, and I just use my heat gun just a little bit over the top, don't overdo it, you don't want to melt it, you just want to warm it up, and I found that the decals almost fall into place, so it became a lot easier when I was applying them with the backs peeled off. You don't need to worry too much once you've pulled the back off. If you need to, lift it up and move it a little bit, you didn't get it right the first time when you're putting it down, that is possible.
Needless to say, I did not do my own bike. It was all Rich's job, and I'm glad he did, because I tried to do some of the panels, and for me it was really difficult. So it's not the easiest thing in the world. I think you need a lot of patience, and patience for yourself, I guess, to make it work. But I do think it's worth it. If you were to investigate the job, you're obviously gonna find things that are not perfect. But I don't think it does matter in the end, because it just all looks good and falls into place once you put all of the stickers together.
These graphics though, they're not just all about looking pretty, although they do that very well. We are in love with them. But they also protect the panels on the bike as well. We found on the last trip, and we used it every single day, but our lone rider luggage had rubbed through just a little bit of the old panels. And we expected that, and I could have used some PPF, some paint protection film, before I put on the lone rider bags. But we've done a lot of miles with these bikes, and they've been down on their sides over and over again. There's always going to be some marks and damages. But if you apply a kit like this, it's better to damage that kit than it is your paintwork, especially if you've got a different bike and you're a little bit more precious about it perhaps. Then you can always peel these stickers off again.
I think we should just ride somewhere before it pours down, because it's definitely coming.
It's definitely going to rain, there's no doubt about that, but I really don't mind. Look at where we are, by the way. This little village we're in here is Eid in Devon, and it is absolutely spectacular, even on a day like this.
One of the cottages is for sale if anyone fancy. And this is a normal road, but I don't think I'll be going on that with my tyres, since they're not the best on wet stuff, so I don't want to do that. We were just getting ready to leave, and we realised that one of the DJI mic was missing. We lost the hope that we're not going to find it, and here it was, bang on in the water. Don't know how it happened, but yeah, one of the mics is drowned at the moment. Hopefully it will dry off and be revived.
Hey, speaking of dry, something else I wanted to show you is that we got our Kais heated gear back on, and yeah, so I wired in, just for anybody who doesn't know how it works, this connects direct to the battery underneath and hangs off there, and then on the bottom of our clothes we have a little connector, and that goes in, and then I've got connectors on the gloves as well from the jumper inside, and they connect up to the gloves. And it's the best thing about riding in winter, isn't it, the Kais gear? It's almost an enjoyable thing when you get to whack that on.
I feel like today you don't really need it. It's not that cold. It's grey and horrible, but it's not that cold.
But you'll use it anyway, won't you?
Yeah, I would use it anyway. Well, the only problem is that I put this wire on this side, and I should have put it a little bit forward, because now I cannot kind of connect it. So when I'm home, I'm just going to take the seat off and move it here so I can actually use it.
I did a short the other day about passing by traffic on the motorway and they're all stuck there, which somehow got to car drivers, and I think it might have upset a few people. But one of the comments was over and over again is, oh, they're laughing at us, I'd much rather be warm and dry. But we're so spoilt these days for all the amazing kit that we got for bikes. Think about, we've got a heated gear, we've got the waterproofs that work brilliantly from Revit at the moment. It's just a plethora of stuff that it is rare actually. You can ride all year unless there's ice on the ground. Those guys in Norway watching at the minute, I'm sorry, you have all had to put your bikes away now. But yeah, that's the price you have to pay for living somewhere so stunningly beautiful, I guess. It's a bit more average most of the year in the UK, but you can ride all year.
On the days like today, when I don't have my lone rider bags and all the stuff that you normally travel with, the bike is even taller for me, so I'm even more tiptoey than normal. So it feels like a completely different bike.
Well, I think we should take a little ride through these beautiful villages here and wait for it to rain.
There was some nice and sunny days in last week, but I was either feeling like I've got a flu or something else, so this is like a first day properly we had time to actually ride.
Devon is an absolutely beautiful place to ride your bike. There's so many of these small places and little pubs to hide in. They're always nice and cozy and stuff. Get yourself a nice hot drink halfway through your ride. But I really enjoy riding through all of these smaller country lanes and roads. I'm not really a big one for the main roads, but at this time of year all the leaves fall off the tree, and then when it's wet they get all sort of mulched down by the cars, so you've got to watch it a little bit this time of year. It gets a bit slippery in the lanes. To me there's something so special and beautiful about these little lanes in and around Devon, and it's interesting, it's something when you speak to other people who are perhaps not from the UK or from further up north, they're not really familiar with these tiny small roads, and it always amazes them that these roads are actually 60 miles an hour, the national speed limit. So the guy coming towards you can be doing 60 and you can be doing 60, and the skill is in dodging each other, or at least being able to reverse back until you find a gap and let the other one go by. But what a beautiful place this is. I love it here.
I must say your Tenere looks really good with that decal. I like it. I think that was a smart move.
I absolutely love it. Eva said a few times that our bikes look like sisters, or we look like sisters, and you know, people commented we always tend to get the same bike. The reason we get the same bike is it means one set of tools, one set of spares, one lot of knowledge really. But yeah, we really want them to be a bit different and have, you know, a bit of our own personalities and stuff.
I don't know if it's a bit of a problem or actually a good thing, but we like the same things. We like to do the same things, and we like the same bikes, and so in a way it makes it easier. But then yeah, we kind of have matching things usually, which I think is sometimes a bit cringe, isn't it?
Right, well I reckon the rain has started and it's miserable, but we could go and get a coffee.
Nothing better than a bike shop. Bike shop and a cafe, that's what I should say. It's always to go somewhere in the winter. It looks like we're the only ones today.
Hiya.
Hi.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dirty chai for me.
Proper cup of tea for me. You gonna sing us a song?
Well, I was going to say we only have one mic, so we need to remember that. And the second one, I don't want to switch it on because it was in the river for quite 10 minutes maybe.
All the places I could drop it, it'd have to be the river, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it always has to be somewhere the most inconvenient it can be.
Standard. Well, new bike season is here. The EICMA show is on as we speak, or maybe on by the time you've seen this video, we've had a chance to edit it. And we've got the Birmingham show coming up as well, Motorcycle Live, which I'm excited to get to. We've had a lot of people ask us when we're going there, and you know, we hope we can bump into as many people as we can and have a chat with you, but we're not sure yet which day we're going to be there. But yeah, I'm excited to see all the new bikes. There's a lot of promising bikes coming out this year.
Well, we're hoping to be there at least one full day, maybe two if we're lucky. But there's so much to see. One day I don't think it's enough really, is it?
New Tenere will be at the show this year. I'm not convinced. People asked us whether we'd be trading in ours or not. Now the new one's got cruise control on, which is excellent. I'm pleased to see that. That's been missing for a while, but I'm not convinced about that much larger fuel tank.
No, and I think they'll just make it harder to manage off-road, and we're planning to do as much of that as possible.
Yeah,
and also,
definitely.
you know, you cannot keep up with new motorcycles. You can just keep chasing it, keep changing your bike. There is always something newer, there is always something better, but by the end of the day, I mean, you're not really gonna use all of the gadgets that there are. It would be nice to have a cruise control on the Tenere, but I don't really use it that much, even if I have it. So not a big deal.
I've been guilty of this, and I probably still am guilty. To be fair, you know, I can't wait to see the what turns up at EICMA. There's a lot of promising brands bringing new bikes. You know, BSA are saying they're going to announce something. We haven't seen what yet. Royal Enfield have got something new, I believe. Obviously, there's the Tenere. Not interested in that one. It's top heavy already, so we don't need the extra weight up the top from that fuel tank.
Was it Triumph doing 15 new ones or something?
I think something like 26 or 29 updated models coming over the next year. A lot of them are reworks and, you know, extras of what we've already got. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's coming.
Definitely want to ride as many as possible because it's fun and, you know, you get to try the bikes.
I'll tell you where it's at. Right now, it's the middleweight sector, I think, that's most interesting. And I think more and more people are going that way. Kawasaki are finally bringing out their offering. I think it's the KLE 450. Looking forward to seeing that. It's going to be another parallel twin. Let's hope they can keep the weight down with that one.
BMW GS 450. That will be interesting to see. And I mean, I do like the GSs. They've been quite teasing big, it but while. Yeah, I really want to see that one.
That one, though, it does look like, I believe it's going to have all the gadgets and gizmos of its bigger brothers, but a 450 twin engine. And honestly, I think that's the way to go. I've not really been attracted to the big adventure, especially the GSA bikes. I just think there's just, who needs a 30 litre tank? And we got half that, 16 litres on our bike, and we haven't run out of fuel yet, have we? And we've been to the Nordkap and all sorts of stuff. There's always fuel.
Yeah. In the places that we ride, you know, if you go somewhere towards Alaska and that, I understand it could be handy, but in Europe, you will really struggle to find anywhere that you must have that much fuel.
For as often as you go to places where there isn't fuel available, I reckon carrying a fuel cell with you so that you have that extra weight and inconvenience only at the time when you need it makes much more sense than a 30 litre tank. But tell us in the comments, let us know if you think I'm wrong. This is just my opinion, it doesn't mean it's right. Oh, I'll tell you what's of interest. Inside, we're at Bridge Motorcycles in Exeter now, and one of the ones that was announced some time ago was the new Suzuki DRZ bikes. So these are more off-road. Well, there's a trail one, I believe, with the larger wheels and off-road wheels, and a supermoto one. But I know, because I've seen online, that there's a demo bike inside.
Is it really?
Yeah, we're going to have a look.
Oh, because I know they're really, really popular in America. So if you look at used bikes, there's loads of them to buy, but not.
I think they're popular here if you can get hold of one.
Yeah, if you can get hold of one. I didn't think they're going to be here.
But I know that for years people wanted the fuel injection, and as well, I believe a sixth gear as well. I'm not sure if this new one's got it. Anyway, let's go inside and have a look. The Tenere World Raid here. So this is the equivalent of what they're doing with the new one now for 2026 with the double tanks up the top, which means a lot more fuel. But look at the size of that bad boy. It's a lot of weight up top. Here it is, the Suzuki DRZ 4SM. This is the supermoto version. So this has the more street orientated tyres and a lower seat height, I imagine. So a quick overview of this one then. This one's on the road at 7,999, 8 grand, 37 newton meters of torque, about 38 horsepower, something like that. It is a 5-speed and it weighs 154 kilograms. So it's a close contender for like the likes of CRF 300 and things like that, with a little bit more power, a little bit more oomph, but it's also got a little bit more price attached. We've been hanging around in that bike shop for ages now. We love a chat, we do, and the thing is, there's nothing easier to talk about than motorbikes and motorbike gear.
What's new, what's better than what we have already, so it's just endless.
It always is. You know, technology is moving forward all the time, whether it be with the bikes or with the gear or airbags or gloves or heated gear. There's so much of it. And yeah, another reason why I'm looking forward to the NEC show, because you get to see the latest stuff. But anyway, it's starting to get dark around us now, so we better go home. But thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget, please do hit that thumbs up. It really helps us out. Join us on social media, and we'll see you in the next one.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.